Thanks for joining us. You're watching Arirang Newsbreak, live from Seoul. I'm Han. Our top story this morning, President Park Geun-hye is set for a luncheon meeting with the new leaders of the ruling Saenuri Party this afternoon, where she's expected to ask for their cooperation in carrying out her policy initiatives. The party's new leader, Lee Jong-hyun, along with the 5 newly elected Supreme Council members, will visit the presidential office of Cheongwade just 2 days after winning their posts at the party's convention. President Park will likely call for their support in passing economy-related bills and discuss ways to improve people's day-to-day lives. She'll also highlight the need for national unity against North Korea's nuclear and missile threats. Lee formerly served as President Park's senior political affairs, then press secretary, raising hope for greater cooperation between the top office and the ruling party during the remaining 18 months of the president's term. Some disconcerting news amid North Korea's continual provocations. The rogue state has reportedly sold fishing rights along the northern limit line in the East Sea to China. The money from the deal is set to flow directly into the coffers of the cash-strapped Kim Jong-un regime. Kwon So-ah has the story.
In addition to last month's confirmation by South Korea's National Intelligence Service that North Korea is selling fishing licenses to China near the northern limit line in the West Sea, it's been revealed that the same goes for the NLL in the East Sea. Seoul-based Yonhap News Agency reports that intelligence and government sources say analysis of increased Chinese vessels in South Korean waters shows around 2,500 Chinese fishing boats operate in the East and West Sea through the deal with Pyongyang. Last month, South Korea's intelligence agency reported to the National Assembly that North Korea sold rights worth $30 million to around 1,500 boats. Around $75 million is estimated to flow into the regime annually from the sale of fishing rights, according to a source. Officials say the hard currency is funneled directly into the Kim Jong-un regime, which is said to be struggling financially due to tough international sanctions. Kwon So-ah, Arirang News.
An expert in the United States says China and Russia should welcome South Korea's upcoming deployment of the THAAD missile defense system as it contributes to deterring the proliferation of nuclear weapons. Richard White, researcher at the Washington-based Hudson Institute, says the upcoming deployment gives South Korea and Japan less reason to come up with their own defensive measures to North Korea's threats. White said Washington's sanctions and diplomacy have failed to stop Pyongyang from developing its nuclear and missile programs, and a decision by Seoul or Tokyo to acquire nuclear weapons for their national defense would trigger a new Cold War. His comments come as China and Russia, to a lesser extent, have expressed opposition to Seoul's decision on the THAAD deployment. And this just in, Korea's central bank has held its key interest rate steady at 1.25%. The Bank of Korea is leaving the rate unchanged for the second straight month in August after a surprise cut in June. The decision was widely expected by market analysts as uncertainties linger over a possible rate hike in the U.S. and a snowballing household debt problem here in Korea. But investors are keeping close tabs on what the central bank governor might say about the recent strengthening of the Korean won against the greenback. We will bring you more details later in the day. Time now to catch up on the latest action from the 2016 Rio Olympics. Day 5 was another triumphant day for South Korea with 3 more medals in the bag. Our Yoon-shin has the details.
It's now day 5 of Rio 2016, and as the days go by, this year's Olympics only get more exciting. Adding 3 more medals on Wednesday alone, it was an especially great day for South Korea. Claiming victory in the men's 50-meter pistol event to secure the nation's 4th gold, veteran shooter Jin Jong-ho set a new Olympic record with a score of 193.7. The 36-year-old is also the first marksman to ever win 3 straight gold medals in men's or women's shooting. The nation also added 2 bronze medals in men's judo and men's fencing. Taking on Marcus Niemann from Sweden, world number 1 Kwak Dong-han captured bronze in the 90-kilogram class through a swift ippon. Also triumphing in a bronze medal bout was Spencer Kim Jong-un in the men's individual saber. On top of the medal collecting, South Korea defeated Mexico 1-0 in their final group stage match in men's football. Scoring the game's only goal in the second half, the nation has secured its passage into the knockout stages. But in the middle of all the festivities, among so many medalists, is a mother who is an inspiration to many. Claiming her third consecutive road time trial gold on a rain-soaked course, 42-year-old American cyclist Kristen Armstrong proved that age is only a number.
I think that for so long we've been told that we should be finished at a certain age, and I think that there's a lot of athletes out there that are actually showing that that's not true. For all the moms out there, I hope that this was a very inspiring day.
After retiring to start a family, and after fairly recent multiple hip surgeries, Armstrong made another comeback last year to yet again prove her golden caliber. Motivating the crowds and encouraging millions, her strong return highlights the true spirit of the Olympics. 이은신, Arirang News.
Now let's take a quick look at the Rio Olympics medal standing by gold and some of the upcoming events for Day 6. And that's all from me. Keep it tuned to Arirang for more top domestic and global news updates throughout the day. Thank you for watching.